worried about the future. Ain't fucking with the past. Ain't got no time to waste on bullshit. You know I gotta keep my head on straight. good times, music. For the bad times, music. When you're in love, music. When it's over, music. When I'm on fire, music. Every good night, music. Every last time, music. At least there's always saving my world, saving my soul, saving my.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's having a lovely, lovely day. I know I am. I hope you are too, Lightspeed.
Yes. My day and my week is going pretty well.
Hell
Thank you for
yeah.
asking.
Hell yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be doing the next episode of Comic Club, Season 2. Season 2 is gonna be short and sweet, only 2 episodes.
Yay.
But when has that ever stopped companies from just doing like weirdly short seasons of anything?
I mean, hey, it beats the usual like, oh, I have to binge all these episodes all at once. It's gonna take me like what, 12 hours? It's like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Got 2 of these, get them out of the way.
Hell yeah.
Then you could go about the rest of your week.
Yeah. Also, hello,
Happy
Empress
Thursday.
Azalea.
Hello.
Yes. Read along. And we do this. Hope you're doing well, Azalea.
We have an Empress in chat.
Yes, an Empress who I happen to be friends with.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She's,
Loyalty.
it's been a while. Indeed it has, Azalea. And yeah, Empress Azalea is the Empress of the known galaxy.
Oh my god.
I think she's the Empress of
Dreams.
this universe.
Blowing my mind.
Yeah. It's one of those. All I know is she's powerful as fuck.
You'd love to see it.
Indeed. Love to see a strong woman who can, like, bench press a planet. There we go. So, yeah. We're gonna be reading more Thunderstar. More than likely, we're gonna read all the way, Empress of Dimension Zeta, actually. Okay, that's what it was, right? I'm sorry, it's been a while since we've done a lore dive for you. I know you've told me that before, though.
Actually, it's Dimension Zeta. Thank you very much.
It's all in good fun.
It's fine. I get that confused with Dimension Alpha all the time, girl.
Oh, really? I get it confused with Dimension Omega. We're nerds.
Join the club. We're all nerds here.
We're all nerds. She said it too. Wonderful. All right, so now we're gonna turn the stream, the reading tunes on, and boop. There we go. We will pause that, and we'll bounce right over here. There we go. And I'll just slide right here. Here we are. You. Yeah. There we go.
Slowly crawling my way over to the center of the screen.
You have to get
Don't
closer
mind me,
to the
I'll
comment.
just be sliding in. Hear that like sliding concrete sound of just like.
Oh, I love that. Ooh, fancy transition. Yeah, I've made some upgrades, people. Upgrades since the last time you were here, Azalea.
Been taking some Rex Quando.
So yes, we are picking up with the beginning of Chapter 8 of Thunderstar. God, I just really love this scene of just lightning somewhere in the universe.
Oh, of course, yeah, because it's like you think of space and you think, oh, giant black void with stars, and I'm going, no, have you seen pictures of the cosmos with, like, with giant clouds and
Hmm.
nebulas and black holes and stuff. I'm like, yo, there's color in space, and I'm sure somewhere there's a cosmic storm.
Probably. I mean, if a hurricane
maybe
can
not
rage for like eternity on, what was it, Saturn?
That's more space science than I'm well versed in. So I'll take your word for it.
Mm-hmm. Really need to get my rig reconnected. I miss streaming. All in due time. You take the time you need, Azalea. And of course, you can always hit me up and we can chat about stuff anytime.
The time draws near, Master. Soon the boy will be ready for a ritual, and you shall be freed from death's prison. Yes, Master. I am keeping a close eye on the girl's aura. It shall be done, Master.
Lord Zarek, the blacksmith has compromised the armory. He's wandering the ship, free of captivity. What shall we do?
I can almost hear the
Yeah. I already tell. It's like he's a man who does not like to be interrupted during his meditation seminars or sessions.
I'm just imagining him sitting there during a TED talk led by the dragon.
Oof. If Tyrone wanders the ship freely, then you shall detain him until the time is right. Simple as that.
Of course. Shall I prepare the dining hall for his arrival?
I would say yes, except you did enter my chamber without any permission.
And dead. God.
Just set alive or set ablaze.
Yep. I love the detail of like, yes, he is jacked, he's built to hell, but also like you draw him that he can be sleek and looming as well.
Mm-hmm. The man is in perfect control of his body after decades worth of training and experience through something magical arts and training with lots of fire.
While you were busy getting laid, I was studying the dark arts.
Exactly.
And here I thought all my children were courteous. No matter. If the boy wants my attention, he doesn't know what he's asking for.
Dang, you weren't kidding about...
Oh god. Oantia?
Oantia, yes.
Oantia, okay.
Dang, you weren't kidding about Oantia being a pile of dead rocks. According to the Codex, anything that lived there died off decades ago. Some kind of unexpected heat wave came and wiped everything out in minutes. Well, on the bright side, it won't be too hard to scan a dead asteroid. We'll find the traveler. Oh. Problem?
Huh. Wasn't expecting that.
So much for a dead asteroid.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure something needs to be a certain size to be classified as an asteroid.
Call me crazy, but that doesn't look like a dead asteroid to me. I know, just a thought.
Astute observation.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they're not a captain just yet.
Yep.
I guess it goes without saying, Captain, but life readings are off the charts. Astute observation, Lieutenant.
Ooh. Then we get this vista. Chapter 8. The Western Continent.
The Studio Ghibli chapter.
Is that what you refer it to as?
Yeah, it's basically my excuse to draw a bunch of like pretty Ghibli landscapes straight out of like Totoro and such, of which I realize and acknowledge I'm nowhere near that level, but it was still fun drawing from those references and those pretty field colors.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't need to be like on the same level, of course, because one,
No.
they have an entire team.
Oh yeah.
Two,
Yeah,
you like taking a reference, you can clearly tell.
Yeah. And that's what makes it fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, looks like it'll take a few minutes to do a complete technical readout of the immediate area. What are you doing, Captain? Feel the grass, dude. It's so dang soft. You can scan for significant live readings after you roll around a bit, you little killjoy. He's got a
This is
point.
basically, Amanda, the nicest term possible, telling Jet to go outside and touch grass.
I mean, when you travel through space where there's very little grass.
Exactly.
Okay, before we continue, you've got a real running motif with hills and the sun.
Like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah. I can only imagine these sound like goats. I hope they sound like goats.
They sound like however you want them to sound.
Excellent.
Unless they're screaming goats. In which case, oh dear God, no.
I find those hilarious. It's a montage. Hard to believe the traveler could do all this and not get any attention.
Well, I'm assuming she wouldn't be called the traveler, if she wasn't good at, keeping on her toes.
Cookie. Realizing she wasn't sharing. Hey, back at the station, what did Crouton mean when he said you mistreated him? He meant that anyone who disagrees with his stupid, demeaning rules is considered vermin. That if he tells you to steal for him, you obey. If you're told to deliver illegal packages, you do it. No questions. He's always right. That even though you're just a little kid, who cares? He's the master of his castle. That by running away, you're biting the hand that feeds you and gives you shelter. Shelter? You mean the neon outpost? Home sweet home. But if you grew up in that place under Crouton, how did you get out? Wow. As cheesy as it sounds, a lot of it came down to being in the right place at the right time. Well, you dodged one heck of a blaster bolt. I'd love to hear the rest of that story someday. Pat, pat. And gee, I wonder who this could be.
Yeah. Careful what you wish for, Jet.
Yeah. And we're just gonna admire the midriff for a little bit. Awfully nice of this weather to heat up on day flippin' 2. You might need to change into something lighter, dude. No kidding. Too bad I left my swim trunks back home. Relax, I've got a top and some shorts you can wear to cool off. You're serious? I mean, we don't exactly have time for a full makeover, but it's your thing. Why not? Why not?
I thought a whole discussion about wanting me to be safe? Safe from bigots, you dingus. Not from summer heat. Anyway, they're just short shorts. Guarantee you nothing on this planet will care at all. Aw, dang. They rocking them short shorts.
Heck yeah, we love to see it.
Yep.
So, not only is there a big bunch of ruins just east of where we are, but the Thunderstar is also picking up a crazy energy reading at the center of it all. If we follow the source, we might get a good lead on the traveler's location. What?
She cares. She cares so much.
He really does.
Hardcore, kid. Let's see what we can find. Oh, and keep the look, dude. You rock it more than I do.
I mean, I don't know, girl. Like, you both just like, yes, thank you. Like, just live your best lives.
Exactly. She's a little on the modest side, as you could probably tell.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I remember getting to these pages and these ruin designs, like these really sealed the, oh, there's some like Samurai Jack inspiration in this comic.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the Samurai Jack influences.
Yeah.
They are aplenty, and they are also not by accident.
Mm-hmm.
This so happens to be one of the best shows ever.
Yep. Except for the last season. That season could have been better.
That's a discussion for another time.
Yeah. like that's my personal opinion. Like, it was okay, could have been better.
Last episode was a little rushed, but
yeah.
I liked the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
First, water and plant life, on top of saving an entire ecosystem from the galaxy's worst sunburn. Who is this witch lady? I've got a funny feeling we're dealing with more than just a witch. Space magic, ooh.
Alright, kids, get out your D&D guides.
Okay, we're gonna start playing Starfinder. Let's go. That's
Which
a
alignment
deep cut.
does the Traveler follow under?
I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Over there! You. Careful, we're trying to keep this ship at one piece, remember? Don't worry, she can take it. You. Come on, lady. Didn't come all this way just to look like a flippin' idiot and lose you. She's got magic on her side. How do you know she's not screwed with us? 'Cause I'm not letting her. Ooh, blink.
I would make a screeching sound effect, but it's a ship. There's no tires.
Captain, wait! The ship's sensors aren't picking up a thing. No trace, no life readings. Could be wrong, but I don't think she's keen on seeing any visitors. Look, we're drawing blanks at this point. It's no use. Let's just try our luck and get out of here. Not until I get a good view of the land. Whoop. Captain? I'm okay. Just a little quake, that's all. Nope, not just a quake. Ah, hi there. Amanda, move! Get back! You.
Bang. Right in the eye. Why would you do that?
I mean, when you're fighting a giant rock monster with no obvious weakness, you go for the nearest weak spot you can find.
Yeah, video game logic. Got it.
Exactly.
And someone says they should leave, you should probably leave. Probably.
Captain, I think you made it mad. Dude, relax. It just isn't his weak spot dead on. One more shot and he's down.
Or the...
Uh-oh. Bang, 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 bang.
It's just the look of, really? And the first one wasn't a clue.
Pew, 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 pew.
No, really, I think you just made him mad. What a thought!
Nope, he's mad. Very mad.
Careful, got a clear shot of the other eye. You sure?
Healing. Whoop.
Dang. Hey, sorry about Rockface. I'm sure he doesn't like it when people climb on him. But to be fair, he did attack first. To wield a weapon is to wield the responsibility that comes with it. You are lucky I was able to heal my friend. How far would you go to save those you love? Came here to see you. Say that's going pretty far, especially considering the wildlife. Gotta say, sure picked one heck of a retirement home. Indeed. So confident for a runaway. Very well. Since you have flown a great distance and you do not seem too ill-hearted, then allow me to give you a proper welcome. Greetings, royal captains. I hope my friend did not leave any lasting damage. I am they who studies the energy of life and life that creates it. But you may call me the Traveler. End of chapter 8.
Name drop.
Dun dun dun. No word from Jaden or Titanex. Captain Williams is still on the loose. Chapter 9, The Traveler's Tale. Sir, we can send another scout to go find them. No, Captain Naren. We're in enough of a mess as it is. I'll see you can fill in for them, Captain.
If we were to send an assault fleet to armor Ragnarok, how likely would the capital be attacked while we were away?
Sir?
Just humor me.
He got rocked. And then lore! Yes, lore.
Oh!
I'm a slut for lore. Let's go. We could keep an emergency squadron here in case of an incident. Though, if you don't mind me asking, sir, why do you ask?
No reason. No reason at all.
Boom, and we're back here.
Smash cut, baby.
Yep.
Come on! Find him! Go, go, go!
You know, for a man who hides a full set of wings, you're surprisingly good at sneaking.
Straight up pulls a Han Solo. It's like, nope. I'm stabbing you, baby.
Do not waste your energy, boy. I've decided to show mercy, not alert your presence. On one condition. Find me in the banquet hall, toward the front of the ship. We have no trouble in finding it. My mental projection shall help you pass the guards.
Totally inconspicuous. Yes, indeed.
But should you try to escape, you have a hangar's worth of security waiting to take you back to your cell. Your choice.
funny way of showing choice.
I mean, you quite literally do not have one.
Yes, Derek has a problem with that.
Mm-hmm. In smash cut.
Yeah.
Well, despite your rather theatrical display, it is good to see visitors. To live in exile means you have to make do with what you have. You would not believe the plays I imagined with the Ronton beasts.
How long have you been here?
Oh, about 30 years. Perhaps only 20, truthfully. When you reach 1,000 years of age, time starts to feel a bit relative.
1,000 years? Are you serious? That's so cool!
I forgot how little humans have to experience life. How little time humans have to experience life.
And just to quickly point out, you do not have to sing this bit. In fact, I highly encourage not to.
Well, too bad.
Okay.
When I see music notes, I've got to sing music notes.
All right, feel free.
Yep.
1,000 years young, yet still my heart sings. For joy and true love still give my step wings.
Sheesh. I've got a shred of that optimism. Oh, wait. Yeah. Sheesh. I hope I've got a shred of that optimism by the time I'm 50.
I was so close to cutting this page. This was literally just like an 11th hour edition because I was like, oh, like, we need to spend a little more time with the Traveler before things go serious. And sorry, I'll let you continue in just a bit, but...
No, by all means, by all means.
So I just drew up this bit real quick to just put in some quick levity here, and just the Traveler's whole vibe of being just this kind of celestial, almost kind of a... I don't know, like, I wanted to infuse her with a lot of qualities of, like, certain, like, drama teachers I had in, especially art school. That kind of, like, wispy sort of, that sort of quality where, you could just drop into a soliloquy at the drop of a hat, and she's just so chill about it that it's like, oh, you kind of admire her sense of optimism despite the, kind of extreme situations that are maybe surrounding her.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. Like, I usually try and play it off in one of two ways when someone can live past like a human lifespan. Either they're very tired, they're too old for your bullshit, or kind of like this, where it's just like, I'm 1,000 years old, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. She's seen it all.
Yeah, and Azalea, more fellow VTuber lore here. Try 2.4 billion years. 1,000 is practically newborn territory for my people.
Yeah, listen, you don't want to look too into the lifespan of these creatures if we ever discover where she came from. Yeah, no, it's pretty extreme.
I bet.
So, you did all of this? Nature always leaves a trace behind, even where such wonders are thought to be gone or snuffed out. The gifts bestowed to me simply allowed nature to find its place again.
You say it as if it's just that easy. Who are you? I'm definitely in the done with your bullshit camp. That's fair.
In the days of old, I was trusted as King Thorius' advisor and mystic guide. Had I stayed, perhaps the two of you need not have run away. Contrary to belief, you two are not the first to disagree with the king's methods.
Anyway, our friend was taken, see? He's a blacksmith. Novelty blacksmith, actually. We haven't used swords in decades. General Zarek and his fleet invaded the capital and kidnapped my boyfriend. And then he just left.
Well, that's rude and strange. Awfully kind of Zarek to become more cryptic in recent days.
Wait,
time out. You know him? He was once one of my most promising students. What can you tell us about him?
He's got a target in sight now. Boop. Cue the Pink Panther music. Da 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 da.
This reboot of the Pink Panther is weird.
I know, right?
I came in for hijinks and Peter Sellers, and what I got was hell demons and cults.
Hell demons, cults, and space magic.
Space magic.
I will go to the one place not touched by the corruption of capitalism. Space!
Mental projections my foot. Would it kill the mighty vessel of the fell beast to put up some signs for casual visitors? Well, what do you know?
Banquet hall, or if you're part of today's meme society, Banha Quet O.
There's something mighty suspicious about that SOP sign.
Yep.
Vroom.
Bit of a two-tower shot there.
Mm-hmm.
Space?
Space? Space! Is that the space orb from Portal? I think it's called the space core or something like that. I always called them orbs.
Yeah, I believe they are cores, but to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're thinking. Just like the king's table back home. But with more me.
Schnicket. Is that in reference to Wolverine Schnicket?
Maybe. Can neither confirm nor deny.
So, how is this going to work? Appetizers, drinks, main course, and then a duel to the death for dessert?
Actually, I was hoping you could talk first. We could talk first. Man to man.
I've seen your definition of talk, and legions of brain-rot drones to back me up.
Whoosh.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. What?
Please, sit. You must be starving. Oh, I insist.
So, why does it look so much like the king's table?
You may find, dear boy, that the king and I share far more in common than we would ever care to admit.
Just how is it you and the king know each other so well?
Magic.
Thaddeus and Zarek were friends in a divided nation. They met when the planets were filled with distrust, and through their friendship, they could bring even the fiercest of foes together. Zarek was more forward-thinking, while Thaddeus was more careful by nature. But they had the same goal: to build a kingdom founded on peace and equality. To do this, the king needed a band of pilots and fighters to stand by his side. He needed the royal fleet.
I really think Tim Curry had fully cracked after filming for way too long with that space clip. I mean, to be fair, in that clip, you can clearly see him trying not to just die from laughter.
The man does not know how to phone in a performance.
No.
Thaddeus knew a symbol was needed to unite the captains, to establish that all were equal. Something to temper egos and ensure equality. It took forward thinking to see the potential of a round table.
Wait a minute. You're saying that table in King Thaddeus' court
Was my idea. It was I who pushed Thorius to expand his horizons. That said, it was the Traveler, to her credit, who appealed to his sense of reason.
Completely works for the character, though. That's what's so great. Yeah.
Where he wanted a band of what he called Thorian captains. I pushed for them to simply be called the Royal Fleet, so as to encourage identity among pilots in matching uniforms.
Identity. You.
It was a different time.
So, what persuaded the Traveler to leave the King's court?
God, I love this shit where it's two stories being told from different perspectives.
This was, yeah, one of my favorite parts of, especially writing this chunk was just the kind of like back and forth. So it seemed like they're having the exact same conversation, even though they're not. It's called cinema, or in this case, it's called sequential storytelling.
Yep.
During this time, Zarek was my apprentice. I taught him what I could about the mystic arts of nature. In the beginning, he was more civil about my lessons. But as Thorius' reach over the galaxy settled, Zarek grew impatient. He claimed Thorius was too attached to what he had and not with what he could do. So, as our lessons continued, Zarek cared less about how to guide nature and more on how to control others. Had my sight been clearer back then, I surely would have seen the truth earlier. The truth? Zarek was staging a mutiny. So, you wanted to overthrow your best friend because you disagreed with his leadership. Honestly, you've ruined so many lives, I can't even say I'm surprised.
I find royal backgrounds and themes really interesting. Gee, I wonder why. Couldn't possibly tell ya.
He surrounded himself with feeble men who failed to challenge him. In doing so, the kingdom has grown weak, frozen in time. Order must be rebuilt from the ground up. The foundation must be destroyed.
Schnick it.
Especially your girlfriend.
Whoop. Clang. Leave her out of this.
My dear boy, how can I, when she comes to me of her own free will?
Well, the king's still alive and in power, so I'm assuming Zarek's coup didn't work? Thankfully, no. But he came close. As the signs grew clearer, King and I planned in secret. I constructed a sword that would help Thorius defeat Zarek, who by now had become too powerful for conventional weapons. But once again, we underestimated Zarek. He too was plotting away. And he was far from alone.
You know someone's bad when their speech bubbles are black. Yeah. And you know it's interesting.
He's not really doing too much to hide the fact that he's pure damn evil.
Mm-hmm. And also, you know they're unique when their speech bubbles break the rules. I said it last time we did this. Like, speech bubbles that break the rules clearly mean something.
Yep. It's a useful technique.
Mm-hmm. And here's the Fell Beast in all its glory.
Swoop. The dark Lord Fellbeast came to me in my dreams. Faint whispers at first, but they knew how eager I was to lead. They took me in, gave me a home, and before I knew it, I became their vessel.
He may be rotten to the core, but hey, he respects pronouns.
Yes, I'm pure evil. I'm not a monster.
Yeah, it's the same progressive mind that recommended a round table, identity amongst royal captains for a time, and he respects his master's pronouns.
Yep.
So,
Sure, but what does that have to do with Tyrone? How much do you know about his past? Everything? Mostly? His dad was one of Zarek's cultists. He defected and gave Tyrone a home on Eon Prime to hide. Blah. No, stop. There's a child. Stop. This is madness. What did you do? No. Not far enough. What did you do? Turn to the boy's mother, Zarek. No, you're going too far.
This guy is the epitome of you were the chosen one. You were the chosen one. You were meant to lead the fleet, not destroy it.
shh, nothing's been written down in prophecy speak yet. It's fine. It's fine.
His mother. What was her name? What? I don't know. He barely even knew her. Amanda, you must save Tyrone. If not, the fell beast will rise, and Tyrone will die.
Yes, Tyrone. You are the key to resurrecting my old master. I have captured you, dear boy, for the sole purpose of dying. But not right now.
How?
You are a healer, Tyrone. The very special one at that. Your mother came from an ancient order of healers. It was said that her very aura could heal any wound, even if prompted, raise the dead. How else would you be able to pass through fire without harm, or fight me when you insist on binding your glorious wings? Quite an impressive feat, I might add. Any other man would ache in discomfort. It was this aura that alerted me to your presence on Aeon Prime. Your aura allowed me to find you and draw you out. And now your aura, your sacrifice, is key to our master's salvation.
Fine, for the sake of argument, let's say my power is as strong as you say. What makes you think I'm willing to help you?
You take me for a fool, young one. I know of your persistence. It's how you were able to freely roam about my ship like a rat in a maze. You will help us, Tyrone, even if we must strap you to a table and violently force you.
General, shall we take the blacksmith back to his cell?
Soon. But first, Tyrone, tell me about your girlfriend.
Forgive me. You must have many questions. How do we stop him?
Trying to read what it says.
Oh, I forgot that I put that there. Hey, hold on. I need to pull this page out myself, so I can.
Never again may I conquer this realm, lest the wrath of Overlord take all. I think that's what it says.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Excellent.
I completely forgot that I wrote that there. I just thought it was a statue, but that's amazing. You discovered something about this comic that I didn't know.
I know this comic better than the creator, huh?
Oh my god. I'm turning into George Lucas.
Bum, bum, bum. God, there's so many times. That's a story for another time.
Yes.
Follow me. So, you wouldn't happen to still have that sword, would you? The one that beat Zarek last time? I do. Although it'll take far more than physical power to challenge Zarek. I give you the strength you need to save your friend.
Da 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 da.
Round tables and knights and shiny swords and stones. I wonder where the influences are drawn from.
I would not be able to tell you if you had a gun to my head.
A warning. The sword forces you to see things you fought so hard to never see again. For many, they would rather die than relive such memories.
Ooh, this ain't gonna end well. Ba-da-up. And I think this is where I left off.
Yeah, we were a couple of pages, or you were a couple of pages after this, but yeah, this was very close to where we stopped last time.
Mm-hmm.
Captain! Jet, no! She must do this on her own.
End of chapter 9. This is like a heavy metal album cover style right here.
Oh yeah, this was well, I can talk about this more when we get to the next chapter, but yeah, I just kind of looked at this whole bit as just as a big artsy art opportunity to go like, okay, how do I make this look as surreal and as surreal and as painful as possible, while also being like showing off that this is going to be a little bit different than what we're seeing. Like it goes to, I don't want to say it goes to Crazy Town, but it goes to another realm, let's say. Another it goes into more abstract means to get into what we're about to see. Whatever the sword is deciding to show her.
Yeah. And not to reference another comic purposefully, but it's very much kind of similar to how like Medley, where her comic is entirely black and white and she uses color to emphasize importance. You've done the reverse here.
Yeah, exactly. And some of that was intentional. Also, I mean, I feel like my style, especially since I work a lot more like rough than like Medley will go all out in the backgrounds, and obviously all the power to her. She is an amazing artist and creator. It's just completely opposite to how I usually operate. I like to do a lot more like kind of cartoony, stylized, highly stylized looks for my backgrounds and stuff. So
yeah,
because of that, it allows me to then be like, oh, I could color this in and put a lot of my color theory experience to the test because of it, because I have more time to focus on making this a color comic. And so it makes moments like this where now suddenly we're getting into some surrealism and surrealist imagery here to give you the emphasis that stuff's gonna go down. Whatever she's about to see, and we will see it in just a moment.
Yeah,
stuff's gonna go down.
There we go. Ooh boy.
Already we're off to a great start.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cosmos is mine to command.
Hey, don't you mean ours to command? I thought co-pilots got a say too.
You're the engineer, Dad. Real captains don't have co-pilots.
Aw, jeez. Maybe you ought to teach me a thing or two about how the universe works.
Sure thing. Let's make a ship and go see it ourselves.
Chapter 10. Look at me. Oh no! It's an asteroid field! Our ship's been hit! Ah! We're going down!
Ooh, crash landing!
But look! Captain Amanda is safe from danger. Nothing can stop her.
Yeah! Phew. Dad, you really think I could be a royal captain?
Well, it takes a lot of hard work and even more luck. But if there's anyone who deserves a shot at being one, it's you, kid.
Come on, the Ronton beast is loose!
Oh no, wait, this is the dad, yeah. Come on, the Ronton beast is loose!
Rah, I'll stop him! Come on, Dad, we'll escape on a nearby freighter. Nothing can stop us?
People stealing my job. They took my gerb.
Dad? Who are they?
Get inside. Find Mom, kiddo. Tell her they're here.
Yeah.
The debt must be paid.
No. Mom!
Oh, this ain't gonna end well. Not
Nope.
at all.
Mom? Aren't we gonna wait for Dad? Mom? Why are we leaving Dad behind? Tell me! Wait for me at the Neon Outpost. I'll come for you. I promise.
And this, I believe, is where we left off.
Yeah.
Last restart.
Jeez. Oh no! Indeed. Oh. God damn. So, like, how did you eventually settle on like the splotch outline and it's almost just like ink itself running across the page and just being splattered everywhere? How did you settle on that?
There were a few things, and also you'll probably notice there's a lot of either diegetic or non-diegetic. There are these little like
We just got hit by the
little
ads.
scratch marks that are like, you liar, and like she'll leave you, and like that kind of stuff. That I absolutely took from Arcane, and
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put a quick pause because we just got hit by the
Yes.
ads.
Yep.
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you for enduring the ads. They do help support what we do here at the Endless Archives, but if you'd like to escape ad hell, please consider subscribing if you're able. And if you happen to have Amazon Prime, feel free to toss your Bezos bucks over at me. You get 1 free subscription for Amazon Prime a month, and Daddy Bezos don't need that money, so give it to whoever you want. But where were we? Right. The inspiration for like the inky splotchiness.
Yeah, I mean, kind of going back to deciding to do this little flashback chunk in black and white. Just anything to kind of sell how weird and surreal this is, and even almost kind of going back in time, and we're experiencing Amanda's story right now, as it was written in ink almost. And if you could forgive how pretentious that sounds for a second, it between that and also a lot of the kind of like little scribble words that are that you'll see that are kind of scribbled throughout the page here. I very much took that from I was inspired a lot by Arcane, the League of Legends show on Netflix, where whenever it cuts to, like, whenever we focus on the character of Jinx, she's somebody who's let's say emotionally unstable. We see from her perspective, we see all these scratchy, like
Smiling faces and stuff.
Smiley faces and like marks on the almost overexposed film and film scratches. And kind of like here, even though Amanda is not that unstable, she's being bombarded with a bunch of really painful memories that, much like the Traveler said, she doesn't really want to go back and dissect, but she's forced to, and so these are kind of things that are going through her head as she and we are experiencing this for the first time.
And it's all kind of okay, and it's almost as if it's like bleeding together, hence like the bleeding of the ink and such.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, because it is such a painful memory, it is meant to feel much more frantic compared to the usually very composed nature of the rest of the comic.
Yeah. Daddy Bezos doesn't come back for me until the end of the month. No worries. Like, if you've already used it, by all means, that's fine. And Jinx is pretty explosive.
Season 2 of Netflix of Arcane coming soon.
I thought it was season 3.
I believe it's season 2.
Oh, okay. I must have been completely out of the loop. But a fun fact: back when I did play League of Legends, Jinx was my main.
Yes, he's so good.
Yeah. Gatling gun go burr.
You must not. Let me go! I've got to help her! The blade is reaching deep within her mind. If the process is interrupted, Amanda will die.
Don't forget, I'm also the Empress of Puns. Oh, waiting for her mom.
She'll be here. She promised. Won't be long now. What happened? She promised. Her fault. Abandoned. Promised. Where? Liar. Said she loved you. Where are you? Happened. Mom abandoned you. Hate this place.
Is this?
This is Crouton.
Okay,
speaking.
yeah. Okay. I was about to ask just so I did the right voice.
Yeah, minor spoilers because it's important for the read through.
Yeah.
How stupid are you, pathetic freak? Dear little Mumsy has abandoned you. Now, she would have found a new. By now, she would have found a new family. She hasn't already been killed by the Kragan pirates. Run from the truth all you like. You know you belong to me.
Well, well, looks like we've got ourselves a flagging spy. Let me guess, Crouton Salad Brain sent you to listen in on our turf meetings? Get a clue, freak. Shut up. Use the knife, freak. And him, use the knife. Crouton sent you to die. No one's gonna save you now. Uh-oh.
Oh look, poetic irony.
I know. Let her go. And suddenly...
The cavalry's here.
Yep. Whoa. You don't have a family, do you, kid? It's okay. I didn't either. Bad speeder accident when I was 7. Parents, brother, all gone. The worst I got was this cut. How's that for unfair? But then I joined the Royal Fleet. All I think about is how lucky I was to get another chance. Sounds cool. Fleet needs people like you. They need people like you, too. Wanna give it a shot? Aw. And this is the exact same panel from before.
Yep. Foreshadowing, baby.
Mm-hmm. Introducing to the king, as she's his engineer.
Yeah. How she gets her start.
Yeah. We're working hard. He gets shot. Don't deserve it. And she takes his place. Isn't that Captain Phoenix's starship? Captain Phoenix was a hero. You're nothing compared to him. This definitely won't be important later. Probably not. You wanted to quit. We wouldn't blame you. Sorry for your loss. He was a great man, and you're just a dumb kid. Excuse me, Captain. Would you like me to walk you back to your place? Sorry, I noticed you were all by yourself. My name's Tyrone. Alright, only if you promise not to tell anyone. Now, please try not to be scared. I promise I'm not here to hurt anyone. What? I just don't want you to think of me as a freak. Is this okay? Well, you're perfect. I don't believe it. She's doing it. She's pulling out the sword. Indeed. But what comes next is what I fear most. You need to be more like Marcus and know your place. Why couldn't you save me? All your fault. You sure those are the words you'd like to use? That's unless you lower your little toy. I can show you myself just how poorly you've chosen those words. Idiot. Your fault. A novelty blacksmith resurrect an ancient demon. Get over him, freak.
I do have a nasty habit of starting trouble with people who have mistreated me in the past.
Galaxy will die and it's all your fault. Shut up! Everyone just shut up! Amanda, look at me. I know things are scary right now, and it's not fair. None of this is fair. Just know that none of it is your fault either. Not a bit of it. There's just bad people out there, you know? But let me tell you a secret. There are good people in this universe, Amanda. And on days when nothing's going right, when you want to scream so loud that every last creature in the galaxy can hear you, I want you to always remember how much I love you. No matter what happens to either of us, I'll always be so proud of the amazing, powerful person you are. Wait for me on the Neon Outpost. I'll come for you. I promise. Have strength, my little Thunderstar.
Title drop. Oh man. Now this is a scene right here.
Oh my god.
God, this really just shows like the cost and the weight of power.
Yeah, it's. I'll let the comic speak for itself. I have more to say at the end of the chapter.
Mm-hmm. Aw. She needed that cry. Up the stairs they go.
What did King Thaddeus see when he held the sword? The death of his wife and son at Zarek's hand. That's what you meant before, wasn't it? Knowing what comes with using powerful weapons. All too often we are so focused on what we desire, we refuse to see the damage it may do to others. I crafted the sword so anyone who held it would be judged. Thus far, you and Thaddeus are the only two who have ever wielded it without harm. I knew someone who could have used it. May we each have our flaws that shape who we be, so we may find strength in what others don't see. And when light is cast, when we see from afar, may we see ourselves exactly who we are. General Zarek, you've detected a powerful energy reading from the Oentai system. The girl has found the Traveler.
Alert attack Squadron Alpha. Send them behind to patrol the Outer Quadrant's border. Let's give her a merry chase, shall we?
Oof.
End of chapter 10, baby.
End of chapter 10.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that is a heavy chapter, like really heavy.
That's pretty much every reaction I've gotten from people on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the very least, always comes back with a holy crap. Like Amanda was working through some stuff.
Yeah, no, for real, she really was like, holy hell.
Yeah, she's been through a lot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, kind of going back to sort of what you observed earlier, the price of power when it comes to weapons like that. It was like I wanted to say something, but then I remembered, oh right, the Traveler kind of summarizes my thesis kind of for me, which is the notion that it's the notion that like a lot of times the people who have the power, like they tend to abuse it, or it's that old like power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely, that sort of thing. So
yeah,
kind of envisioning the sword as, you know, this is Amanda's Excalibur basically.
Yeah.
And having it, I mean, it's literally, I mean, and yes, I know the Sword and the Stone and Excalibur were two completely different swords. Yes, I know, but here it's much, it's more to be like, it's literally a character study. The sword is studying Amanda's character to make sure that whoever wields that sword, it's gotta be, you gotta be doing it from the right place. Otherwise, well, I mean, if she just breaks away from it, then it's like, okay, whatever, then she can't use the sword. If the process is interrupted, it's... And so if you sever that connection in the middle of it, then she'll get a hardcore virus and die. But if you get through that, even though it's really tough, and so much of it too is just it's that thing where ideally you'd like the best leaders of the world to be people who are able to be introspective, and that was also what I was trying to get at with this little invention here, to go, okay, you can have this power, but you better be able to use it correctly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll never be able to use it.
Yeah, because whenever we're looking at media, and so often, a lot of people who, like, a lot of characters who are written into the leader role are like, oh, they can do no wrong. Oh, they know what's best. But really, some of the best leaders are the ones who are flawed, who have been through the gutter, and just know exactly what not to do.
Well, and it goes right back to, I always think back to, there's a scene in the movie Gladiator, the Ridley Scott movie, where Maximus, played by Russell Crowe, is talking with old man Richard Harris about how Richard Harris wants him to be the new emperor of Rome, and Maximus is going, no, like, it's too difficult. I know what goes into it. I don't want to be a leader. And he said, and then Richard Harris tells him, that is why you must.
Yeah.
Because you know what goes into it.
Yeah.
And here it's like, yeah, exactly. It's taking that philosophy and really going to town with it, going like, yeah, being a leader is really, really tough. And anybody who says outright without question, oh, I'm going to be a leader, it's like, you might want to think a little hard. I mean, you could be doing it for the right reasons, but also, like, think long and hard before you really commit to that, because that could say a lot about who you are, about your character.
Yeah, like, there's actually a similar scene to that one. I haven't watched Gladiator in who knows how long. I've seen it like one time as a kid. Not a movie you should watch as a kid, by the way.
Yes.
Give me moral quandaries, damn it. Yes, please. But it's the old the animated Doctor Strange movie that came out like way before they started doing the like the huge cinematic universe.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that. I've heard some good things about it, actually.
I much prefer it to the live action one we got, because it has some
really good.
Yeah, it has like such different powerful scenes, but there's a pretty similar scene where the ancient one is passing off. Whoop, time to drink. Hydrate or dihydrate, y'all.
It's important. Triple digit heat over in Southern California, where I'm at.
Goddamn. Like, yeah, please hydrate. But there's a very similar scene when the Ancient One is passing the Eye of Agamotto over to Stephen Strange. It's like at the near the climax of the movie, where he's just like, here, take this. You are the one who needs it. It's like, but I don't want it. And that is why you deserve it. And that, yeah, the animated movie also has like so much better like just scene building that they tried to do in the live action, but it just didn't have the same weight to it.
Oh sure.
Because well, to go on a slight tangent, did you ever see the live action Doctor Strange with Benedict Cumberbatch?
like a little bit like around the time it came out. I
Okay.
saw it once. I enjoyed it. Okay, I liked a lot of the cool surrealist kind of Inception imagery there. I'd be lying if I said I remembered every single thing about that movie. There are large chunks that, unfortunately, because it was so long ago.
Do you at least remember the shaving scene where he tries to shave, but his hands are too shaky?
Oh yeah, I mean I do remember his hands being really shaky, and that's Doctor Strange's whole thing. That's like he can't be a doctor anymore because his hands are so so horribly crippled and injured
that is directly taken. That is a scene directly taken from the comics and the original animated movie. However, in the original animated movie, he attempts to shave using a straight blade.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you see him try and go for it, but his hands are shaking so much, he just has to drop it. It is so much more powerful, in my opinion, with the straight blade.
Oh yeah, it's... Oh, and this is like, I mean, I remember that the animated movie having a PG-13 rating, so I can't exactly say like, oh, this is the version for kids, because it technically wasn't, but that is crazy how the so-called, the animated version, the one that's supposedly made for younger audiences, I guess, is somehow more adult than the actual live-action, like, PG-13 our MCU Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, it has some really great scenes, and there's even better scenes as well, where the Ancient One is basically he goes to the place where he learns magic. And for a while, he's just not understanding it. And the Ancient One has him like tearing down a wall every day that magically gets rebuilt.
I remember, I think it was a YouTube channel called Brown Table was using that as like one of the best sequences in that whole movie. And I do remember him going over that. Yeah,
it was it's really good because, like, don't get me wrong, they do kind of a good job of it in the live action of being like, no, you need to like open your mind to to impossible things. Whereas here,
but to a general audience, it's like, okay, what does that mean? Like, none of us can relate to that. Whereas a lot of us can relate to hard labor. Let's be honest. Just working retail, it's like we get hard labor.
But one of my favorite bits of it was when the Ancient One is basically walks up to him and it's like, so you're still doing this? Yeah, and it gets harder every day. Why does it get harder every day? Well, because I'm tearing down a wall. Are you though? And then the Ancient One like summons a sword from air and is just like, what do you see here? A sword. He tosses it to Strange and he reaches out to catch it and it fades away into nothing. And then he's just like, you believe you are facing a wall because you believe it. And that's why the wall is here. Then he summons a blade again, uses it to cut one of the bricks in one clean motion. And then he tosses it to Strange and he catches it this time because he believes it's gonna cut him. And then he looks and the wall is gone. Like, it is so good.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to track this down one of these days.
I rented that movie so much from Blockbuster.
yeah, that's hardcore. I like that.
But anyways, tangents aside.
Yes. Tangents aside, leadership and something absolute power.
Yeah, absolute power corrupts absolutely, and you must be tested. And I really do love how it shows you, like, no, power comes at a cost, and it is weighty.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Blockbuster. Yep, I'm that old. Chapter 11, When Lightning Struck the Thunderstar. Oh, God, I love that title. I love that title so much.
It took me a while to come up with that, but thank you.
Like, it's it harkens back. I forget. There's a poem. I only know of this poem because did you ever watch the Netflix's Dota, the animated Dota series?
No, I didn't.
Okay, it's really good series, highly recommended, but a lot of the episode titles come from this poem, and episode 1 is called What the Thunder Said. And one of my roommates pointed it out. I'm just like, no, this is a poem. Like, you got to check it out. And I'm just like, this harkens to that poem as well. Like when lightning struck the Thunderstar. Like I could see that being an entirely different thing. And I'm just like, oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, I did not watch Dota, unfortunately. Otherwise, I probably would have like gone with some slightly different route. But also, I don't know. I just really like this title.
It's a really good title.
For reasons that will be very clear towards the end of this chapter, but the only other thing I'll say here, so actually a few pages in, this was right around the time that I developed tendinitis in my drawing hand. Ooh. So we'll be a few pages in before it like becomes, at least to me, apparent, but reading through this chapter again is like, oh my gosh, if nothing. And I'm really happy with how this one turned out, by the way, for reasons that we'll see soon enough. But there's also a part of me that's just like, ooh, like, oh, this is
you're gonna
right
be able to tell
time.
the difference.
Yeah. Had to take a hardcore break from this comic for a while.
No, I totally get you. I know many artists who have been like, okay, developing tendinitis, comic going on hiatus, might need surgery.
Yeah, but I actually did develop a pretty hefty backlog, so it really didn't impact the comic really at all.
That's good.
It was just soul crushing for me because it was like, oh, I was on a good run.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
Just a few more tweaks on the engine and we'll be good to go, Captain. Thanks again for all your help, Traveler. Think nothing of it, young ones, but keep in mind, Zarek heads into forbidden space, as there are no safe outposts from here on out. It is imperative you conserve fuel and supplies. The only way into the outer quadrant is to pass through the Multus Nebula. Inside, there are storms aplenty, so keep your wits about you. Though I imagine that won't be a problem if you were able to reach me. You're the best. And Jet. What's up? I have a gift for you. Ooh. Wait, is this? It is. Got everything? I think so. Jet. Its power may only be used once. Be certain that it is what you most desire. One final word. Do not underestimate Zarek. He hides more power under his mask than you think.
Whoa, foreshadowing.
Boom!
All alone again.
Captain, Zarek's ship is massive, and there's no telling how fast that thing can go at top speed. Are we going to catch up with him before they reach Ragnarok? Ragnarok.
There we go.
Easy, with our handy-dandy Thunderstar. And the fastest pilot in the fleet.
Ja.
Pew! Montage.
No wonder she's so jacked.
I mean, hey, when you're stuck in space for an ungodly amount of time, it's like, yeah, you gotta keep in shape.
Yep.
Gotta keep in shape somehow.
Yeah. Speaking as someone who's been working out a lot more, like, no, yeah. And then they're jamming out to music again.
Yep. Do something to pass the time.
And they're just indulging in Jet's new identity.
Yep. A little makeover sash.
Mm-hmm. So, what have you been up to? Oh, you know, been in the ship.
Traveling through space, keeping the ship from collapsing in on itself. You know how it is. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you too, girl?
It's like we're on the same ship, girl.
Just slowly devolving into madness.
Oh yeah, it's. I believe me. If this was like, if this was stretched into April Fools, I would have absolutely gone to like Barbiecore, just like everybody's wearing pink.
Mm-hmm.
All right, coming up on the outer quadrant. The entrance is dead ahead. Does the codex say what kind of nebula we're coming up against? Oh, this is the kind that swallows men whole, devours their ship, and leaves them to be ripped apart by molten vortexes of death? So, the fun kind. If you're a sadist, yes. And wouldn't you know it? Huh. You think we're in the right place?
I don't think that's gonna matter.
No.
Ooh. Diverting power into environmental shields. It's like we've got some turbulence ahead of us. Wouldn't be a big stormy nebula without a few bumps in the road, now would it? You. You. Weep, weep, weep. Hey, Captain. I'm picking up a funky energy reading on the rear sensors. Hate to break it to you, dude, but we're kind of surrounded by funky energy readings. Yeah, well, I'm talking 5 red dots headed toward the 1 green dot levels of funky. And I'm pretty sure we're at the green dot. Well, what do you know? 5 red dots.
I also do appreciate that you've shown that time has passed because of Jet's hair.
Yep. You may not have noticed it, but your brain did.
Yep.
You think Zarek knows we're coming? Shame on him for reading the last page first. Hang on. You.
It's dogfights in space.
In space.
Pew, 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 pew. They hit our starboard side. Permission to blow these jokers out of the sky, Captain? Oh, fighting back is overrated. Let's be nice and give...
Oh, wait. No, this is Amanda.
Yes.
Oh, fighting back is overrated. Let's be nice and give them free cupcakes. Ka-fling. I hope they like plasma flavor.
Really?
Bang! You.
Take out the ship's rear cannons.
Boop.
Even though there would be no sound in space, we're reading fiction.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
But could you imagine something so powerful that it's just like, nah, fuck physics, there's sound right here.
It's the sequence demands it. Drama demands it.
Yeah.
Captain, there's only so much I could do in this storm. Hang on, kid. It's just a little bit longer. Right, because it's just that easy to fly through stormy weather. You kidding? I've seen spring showers worse than this. Now keep shooting and let your big sis steer the ship. You.
Dun, 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 dun.
Nice. In space, no one can hear you read.
Yeah, 1 down. Great job, kid. Keep it up.
Never tell me the odds.
Alright. Boom.
The classic sound of the Thunderstar. Slight turn. Oh my fuck. In space, no one can hear the pew pews. I mean, technically true.
But they're still fun to make anyway.
Yep.
Yes,
The whole rest of the chat is gonna be in space. No one can hear you blank,
In
and
space,
they'll all be correct.
yeah. In space, no one can hear you win.
yes, we got him. You're the best. You're the best. Okay, but you're flying? So you pull those moves back on Ian Prime. This time you were so much smoother. Thanks. I don't know what happened. I just knew I could do it better this time.
Bong, 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 bong. Tell that to Star Trek.
Really.
I've seen, like, maybe a handful of Star Trek.
What is it?
Anybody in chat who's familiar with Star Trek should know going into a nebula is not always the most safe thing for your little starship.
Probably not.
What is it? Another fleet? Nope. Much worse. Right. It's like we're still in a big stormy nebula. All systems are critical. That vortex is pulling us straight in. I can't get us out. After that whole freaking ballet you just pulled, upstaging a bunch of amateurs ain't like a molten vortex of death. I thought you said this was the fun kind. I was being sarcastic.
Oh, hey, Luna. Thanks for the lurk. Enjoy your time lurking in the archive.
You can't do a thing without main power. Jet, working on it. Today was going so well, too. It's no use, Captain. Anything that could stop that storm is an Omega level blast.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Hey, Jet, do me a favor and fire everything we've got at the center of that vortex, will ya? Everything? Everything. Not to give this thing a chain reaction so big it'll send us flying out of this cloud altogether. Captain, if we fire everything at that vortex, it'll drain our energy reserves. If we somehow survive the blast, we'll be stranded. Our ship is turning into molten scrap, Jet. You don't have time for this. There's a pretty big chance that cloud will produce a shockwave big enough to kill us. Or it could get us out of the storm. Let's do it.
Going into
Look of a captain ready to do anything to survive.
Yep. Going into a nebula is nebulous at best.
Shut up.
Beep deep deep deep. Chunk. Click.
Pew. Boom.
Ah, this is fucking
Gorgeous.
If you could believe it, that big full-page spread of little tiny ship coming out of massive storm cloud. Once again, it was a last-minute addition. It was supposed to just cut from a previous page of them of explosions to the next one with no break. But again, just for pacing reasons, I felt like, especially for a big climax like that, to just be like, no, there needs to be a big splash page for just the occasion.
I mean, after an earth-shattering kaboom, that it's
Yes.
well earned.
You need a splash page after that earth-shattering kaboom.
Thank you. Michael Bay approves. I think Michael Bay has yet to blow up an entire like vortex in a nebula, but he'll get close.
I take that, Mike. You and your Armageddon and your killer asteroids. Please, I got that beat.
Yeah. Yet. Yeah, that's true.
Huh?
Well, at least we're out of the storm. Except now the Thunderstar is out of power. Jet, really? You have every right to say I told you so. It's really easy. Captain, I told you wasting all our power just to get us out was a bad idea. I give you full permission to yell at me. Look, I'm sorry, okay? This whole mess was my fault. Leave it to me to screw everything.
Fuck you.
Ah.
Well,
Fuck. Who the fuck?
Hello, Raiders.
How did you do fucking fucks?
oh my gosh.
Certainly illustrates the diversity of the word.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so many icons.
Yep. Hello, Raiders. Hello, Freck. Get frecked. Oh no, we've been frecked.
Oh no.
Welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome on in. For those of you who don't know, I am That One Comic Guy, your resident lich here at the Endless Archives. You can call me Comic for short, of course. I read web comics, as you can see on stream. I do a bit of voice acting with characters. An excellent question, Azalea. And I often play video games badly in a lot of instances, but yeah. Today we are doing an episode of Comic Club, my little show where I read a web comic with either an artist or, in this case, the creator of said comic, and do a kind of impromptu interview while reading.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello, Raiders.
This is Lightspeed, the artist and writer for this comic. It's a really great comic.
It is me. Hello.
Yeah. Chris, would you like a shout out? And also Raiders, if you need to, please don't feel like you need to stay. If you need to raid and run, by all means. If you need to get up, stretch, grab some food, grab some drink, take your meds if you haven't taken your meds yet. You deserve to take care of yourself. Even if you believe you don't, you do, because I fucking said so. So take care of yourself, please.
Yes, please. Hydrate, don't dehydrate.
Yes. Speaking of, I just took a swig myself.
Like this kind chap.
Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, we will be moving right along.
You got the power back? No, but at least we've got air conditioning and lights. Captain, you didn't screw everything up. You saved us. And dirty little secret, you may have flown the ship more. But I still built it with my own two hands.
Oh, hey, it's a callback.
Yep.
Wouldn't you know it?
Yep. Bum, bum, bum. End of chapter 11. Ooh. So, question: when pacing out that whole sequence of them fighting in the nebula and then having to escape it, what would you say was the most complicated portion of it? The dogfight, or all of a sudden the environment having to play a factor?
Honestly, I think it was more of the combat, because I feel like setting it inside a giant cosmic like space cloud, for lack of a better term, was enough to go, okay, I could just play around with having a limited color palette and make the scenery look interesting and just have fun with the color scheming and lightning through the clouds, as you could see in some of the previous pages. That part, setting the mood, was easy. Figuring out action choreography and paneling, like even in sequential art, is really tough, because you don't want to just repeat the same couple of shots of like, oh, enemy ships fire on Thunderstar, Thunderstar fires back. You have to have some like some interactions with Amanda, with Jet, and have everything still make sense. You know where everybody is, which, yeah, in a giant space cloud with lightning going off everywhere is really tough. So a lot of it I would just find I kind of recycled a good trick from Peter Jackson when he was making Lord of the Rings movies, where he would say whenever he was filming a fight scene, he'd try to have a few big like epic vista shots and some and however many shots of like men fighting orcs or whatever, but he'd always, like, every couple shots he'd always cut back to somebody that we cared about. So if nothing else, we could see what our heroes are doing at the same time that all of these crazy shenanigans go down. So that was something that I always like to take a page from. So when in doubt, cut back to people that you like, and see what they're up to, despite all the nonsense.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. And was this the exact way you were planning to end this chapter, or was did you have like something? Oh, yeah. So it was always just gonna be, you're gonna see the star, like this ship with the tiny Thunderstar just somewhere on the page.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's that thing where it's kind of the Star Wars mentality or the Indiana Jones mentality of like at the end of every reel, or in this case at the end of every like chapter or so, you want there to be some big hook of, you know, oh god, they got out of one mess, but now they've got stuck in another mess. How are they gonna get out of this mess, and so on and so forth. And oh boy, does the next chapter really play on that trope. We're gonna see a lot of that.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of the next chapter, here we go.
Okay, don't panic. This is fine. Fine? Captain, destroying emergency power is one thing, but we're caught on a tractor beam headed for a hangar of probably a dozen or so guards at least. Tyrone is somewhere on that massive ship, but we don't have a clue where he is. Given that we're just two pilots with an empty tank on a ship that barely works, leaving us badly, hilariously outnumbered, what are you planning that could possibly justify this as fine? Depends. How easy was it to fix the lights?
I had to adjust the intensity a bit.
Perfect. How bright can these lights get?
Where's Palpatine when you need him? I don't know. He should be dead, but apparently he's not.
Palpatine's behind it all.
A thing that is fine is in fact not fine. How much do you want to bet they're gonna be crying like little babies?
That would make my day perfect, honestly.
Ooh, help me, I'm a wee little princess. Save me.
Just watch. They're gonna come out, waving their fists around.
Then wham, I'm hitting her with my electro staff. Like that too.
They're demons, but they're people.
Exactly.
All right, let's see what we've got. That's strange.
What happened here?
They must have run out of oxygen.
Awful careless of them. Check the bodies. This one still has a pulse. He could be unconscious.
Unlikely. Something's not right here. Tap, tap. Did you hear that tap? Beep. Bang. Evasive actions. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Bang, whoosh. Swing. Whack, bang.
And switching off the lights. Now.
Ta-da.
Let's go. Reinforcements will be here any minute.
Hold up.
Hey, stay with me. Tell us where our friend is.
Go wrestle a Ronton beast.
Captain, we're out of time. Gotta go now.
You've activated my trap card, Kaiba.
Not that.
Go ahead. Shot to the head means nothing to me.
Okay then. Shing. How about slow burning magical obliteration against cold hard pavement?
Your friend is on the observation deck, 10th floor, for the goddess's sake.
Captain? Come on, Jet. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Chapter 12, Into the Heart of the Beast.
And chapter drop.
Yep.
Pew, pew. You know, you almost had me fooled. Detonating that guy back there with your sword. Huh? Just like the security bot back on the outpost, remember? You weren't really gonna go that hard on him, were you? We're too close to finding Tyrone. We have to keep moving.
That's not good.
No,
What
it
is-
not?
What is that? Pew, pew. Bang, bang, bang. Pew. Bang, 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 bang. Kapow, kapow. This way. Around that corner. Bup, bup. Nope. Wrong way. Run. Oh, shit. You okay? Fine, just a little burn. Bang, you. We've got to find cover. On it. You. Over there, duck. All right, let's catch our breath before we press forward.
Huh.
Oh, goody. Looks like we got them during their lunch break.
We say we gun it for the other exit.
Gun it.
Insert Benny Hill theme.
Yeah, pretty much. That's also begs the question: just how do they eat with those masks on?
Osmosis, maybe?
I like to think that it's similar to what oh gosh, I don't watch Naruto, but there's the one guy who always
Kakashi?
wears the mask. Yeah, him, where they always joke about like, oh, what's behind that mask? Like he's about to like eat his meal or whatever. He's got to take off his mask at some point, and he takes it off, and it's like a looser mask. I like to think that that's what these guys do. That's the measure that these guys take.
I can see it. We've got another ad break coming in a few minutes, so let's just press forward.
All right.
Come on, Jet, the exit's right. Ah, Captain.
I will enjoy watching you squirm before the master.
Wham. Happy to disappoint. You. Boom, 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 boom. Nice shooting. Thanks. We should keep moving. Now, if we can just find a way to the 10th floor without any more. Oh, for the love of.
Just a typical Kakashiism.
Bang, bang, pew, pew. It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it? On the bright side, at least we had it. At least we made it to the. Oh, wait. On the bright side, at least we made it to the stairs.
Gold star for trying the Indiana Jones approach, but yeah, no, these guys have watched a movie before.
Yeah. We watched the ancient recording. We know how to deal with this.
We watched the historical documents. It's fine. Research.
Yeah, we watched those historical documentaries, clearly based on fact.
Yes.
Swing.
Gilligan's Island. Those poor people.
Click. Eat laser.
Dodge this.
Yep.
Squirmy little brat.
They should have hid in the fridge.
If there was a fridge on this deck, they most likely would have.
Yeah. I'll have your head. Such a pretty head, too.
You okay?
Rockin' the dual wielding there.
Yeah, going full on Lara Croft there.
Hell yeah.
Jet, look out! Bang, bang, boom, boom. Dude, who taught you to shoot like that? I don't know. I just saw them coming, gave it a shot. Guess I just like shooting with 2 blasters more. Well, as long as I've got a magic sword, maybe you should hold on to the blasters. That guy said 10th floor, right? Yeah? And which floor are we on? B4, lower decks.
You ready for leg day?
Ready to get your steps in, Captain?
Oh, a little extra cardio never hurt anyone. Come on.
Whoosh. Oh yeah, they can fly.
They fly now.
They fly now.
Swoosh, clang, bang, bang. Hey, random question. Shoot. The pink stuff the Traveler gave you, what does it do? That's a teeny bit personal, actually. Think we could wait till later? Until after? Jet!
Hmm?
Dang, nice magic sword.
And ad break. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody who is stuck in ad hell. As always, if you'd like to escape ad hell, please consider subscribing, though the ads do help support what we do here at the Endless Archives. And if you happen to have Amazon Prime, feel free to toss your Bezos bucks at me with your free subscription. Daddy Bezos doesn't need them, so give them to people you want to give them to.
Hooray.
Yep. Dang, nice magic sword. Can you keep that up for the rest of these guys? I had no ads. Amazing. Yeah, I've definitely had some people who just like don't get ads for some reason, but other people still get ads, which is why I'm doing the ad pauses. I think you could keep that up for the rest of these guys? Bzz. Nope. So, pink vial from the Traveler. Right. Okay, remember when I said I didn't feel like a boy? Like, at all? How could I forget? Well, the pink vial is a strong potion made for long-term transformations. In short, it's there to help figure myself out. When you say figure yourself out... got it. Problem is, it's a super rare. Once I drink that stuff, it's permanent. I'd have to ask some tough questions, you know? Right, because it wouldn't be a magical sparkly potion without vague cryptic threats. More demons.
Or flying monkeys.
Go, my pretties.
Pretty much.
Clang, clang. Cryptid threats I can handle. It's the fleet that's the problem. Especially when most of them are big, manly, tough guys. I totally don't want that potion. Nope.
Oh, not at all. It's
Yeah.
totally not at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Weird
you're right.
theming. What's that?
Yeah. Maybe you're right. I need to be more careful.
I also deserve to be happy.
Oh. All right, 10th floor. We're almost there.
All right, yay! Nice job, kid. Just give me a minute.
You're the one who said a little extra cardio never hurt anyone.
Yeah, well, I'd say 14 flights of tower 8 steps is a little more than extra cardio.
Come on, Captain. Man.
Thinking what I'm thinking?
Way too easy. How much you want to bet he's gonna have Tyrone tied up and gagged with no other guards around?
Honestly, I wouldn't even be shocked if Ty was being held somewhere else.
Seriously? After all that, how do you know?
Trust me, he's hiding something.
Well, countless steps aside, it's always time to turn back.
We're too close. In fact, I think we're here.
If you see anyone coming,
Hide. If they try and come for you, run.
if I don't come out,
Pew.
Shoo. Huh?
Oh, you're hilarious.
Amanda's done with everything.
Yeah.
Zoom. Oof. Did Thaddeus ever tell you that you've got the worst sense of humor?
No, but the Traveler did. Multiple times, actually.
Shing!
We'll give it away.
You mean other than the mouth gag and the abundant lack of guards when every other deck is crawling with them? I grew up in a dumpster pit, scumbag.
You really think I'm so dumb that I can't see a trap a mile away?
You are an idiot, Amanda Williams. But you do, Lacris.
Oh wait, no, I misread that.
You are no idiot, Amanda Williams.
That makes a difference.
Yeah, no. Thank you, dyslexia.
You are a stupid, dumb, poopy head, Amanda. Oh wait, sorry. No, I misspoke there.
Line.
What I meant was...
Line.
Can we just start this whole speech over again?
Yeah. So he respects her in his own way.
Yes, but in his mind, she has none to give to him, which, I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
But you do lack respect. Whoosh.
Mm-mm. Clang, whoosh, woof, clang, kabang, clang. Why is it clanging against an energy sword? If I was in this fight, that would be my exact thought.
Don't ask questions. Look at the pretty lights. Look at the shinies.
Pay no attention to the one behind the curtain.
Yes, exactly.
Impressive swordplay. For what it's worth, seems your boyfriend taught you well.
You do not get to talk about my boyfriend. You.
Don't start for trying, Amanda.
Yeah.
I remember when Dorius tried to use that sword on me. He was always so adorable when he got angry. Whoosh!
Don't know if you noticed, Krug Face, but I'm not the king.
Of course not, my dear. You are far more interesting.
Boop. You're a dum-dum and I'm out of gum-gum, Amanda. Wait. I understood that reference.
You are a... I would love it if right in the middle of it, he just, like, immediately just broke character and just said that to her. Just completely, like, without context, and then just went right back to... Fight dum-dum 1-2 fight.
Clang. Bang. Ooh. No, the helmet.
R.I.P. helmet.
We knew you for so long.
Shing, shing, shing. Give it up, Zarek. You're finished. There's no version of this where you come up on.
Your mother abandoned you, didn't she?
Wow, way to just drop that.
Yeah, really. Listen, I didn't do anything, and stop talking about my mother.
She made a promise to see you again. Even went as far as to wait for her every day at the shipyard, didn't you?
What? What does that have to do with anything?
But then,
Oh, Amanda, honey, you walked right into that trap.
Yep.
but then, after you waited day after day, year after year, and nobody came for you, all you could ask yourself was how such a loving mother could leave her child to rot in such a filthy space station for all time.
Who are you?
Someone who believes in you. Dang.
It's thought it was gonna be an evil, gross, Blake, disgusting monster man, didn't you?
No, I
you?
figured he would be just like just a man. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
have.
Some guy.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for attacking you, Amanda. I allowed my anger to get the best of me. But you have so much good in you. Going to finally beat you. Too bad. Trauma time.
Yeah. Guess he's got a big pile of the trauma dumping.
Yep. Your kindness, your empathy for your friends,
These aren't weaknesses, they're strengths. You're the bravest woman I have ever seen. But the royal captains don't see that, do they?
No.
No. You're the problem. Royal captains, we're fighting for what's right. Really? Then why are they back on Eon Prime, sitting in their castle safe and sound? And you're the only one here. Boom. Boom. Come with me, Amanda. You'll have friends. Real friends who care for you. Just the way you are. Think what we can accomplish together. Ooh. We're gonna make him burn. Amanda, stop. No. Uh-oh. How did you do that?
A shame. Despite all your promise, you are still just a child.
Breathe. Red flag. Yep.
Yep.
Shoo. Clang. Lord Zarek. Found this underling trying to hide from us out in the hallway. He tried to run, but we caught him effortlessly. Shall we dispose of him, my lord?
Not yet. Cast them into the dungeons. Take her sword. Keep it in the barracks.
Sir, that blade has unspeakable power.
Only in her hands. The sword has forged a bond with her alone. But in anyone else's grasp, it is no more or less valuable than a commoner's weapon. Rest assured, the girl will relinquish control soon enough. Now come. It's time for our great master to awaken once more.
Crimson. I understand that reference as well. End of chapter 12.
Some things also went down in this chapter.
Yeah.
So
I can see hearkening to a certain scene in a certain movie, but god damn, does this just hit in such a different way.
Yeah. So let me just say right off the bat, so the first chunk of this chapter where they're like running through the space station and evading capture at every turn. So that actually was not how this chapter was going to go originally. I had thumbnailed a completely different sequence of, they still do a lot of running around, but it was there were a lot fewer pages, and it was a lot stupider, for lack of a better term. It was, it's been a while, but it was like I remember there being some business where they managed to get to a security room and interrogate a couple of guards there, and that's how they end up at Zarek's place, at the observation deck. So it was a much shorter span of time to when they fight. But basically what happened was I showed, so it was like so the first chunk of that chapter was completely different. Everything from when she finds Zarek in the observation deck there was mostly intact. There were just a few interactions that were that I changed. What happened was I showed this thumbnailed rough version to Medley because we exchange our pages all the time. Yeah. And so so this isn't news to her, but basically she read what I had written, and it was the one time out of all the times I've shown her my chapters that she was like, yeah, this happens way too quickly, especially since this is one of the last few chapters. I distinctly remember her messaging me going, if I was a casual reader reading this, I would be kind of disappointed and I would feel kind of cheated, which I'm like, well, time for rewrites. And
yeah.
by the way, this was not coming from like a bad place. Like, by all means, like I am so thankful that she said that, because yeah, I look at this chapter now and everything that went down, I wouldn't change a thing from where I went up. That was just the nudge that I needed to go, no, I need to come up with something way more fun, way more engaging, and just something more true to the movies and shows that I love. I mean, like this, I mean, I literally reference the Raiders of the Lost Ark joke with them firing at the two guards there. So it is a matter of, yeah, I want this to feel like kind of evoking, the Star Wars, the Indiana Joneses of like the stuff that I grew up on. And so I feel like if I didn't get that nudge, I certainly would not have been able to execute that nearly as well as it ended up in the final piece.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And well, Medley, if you're watching, thank you. Ah, man.
No, she's great.
So when you were planning the big reveal of her father, no wait, not of her father, it was
he is not her father.
Yeah, no,
that's an important distinction.
Yeah,
he is not her father.
Yeah, it's the guy, Captain Phoenix.
Handsome man.
Yeah.
Handsome strapping lad.
Yeah. No, like I was just saying her father because this is definitely like an homage to that Star Wars scene.
Oh sure. Yeah,
so, and that was on the brain.
Yeah.
But with like when you were planning the reveal of Captain Phoenix to be Zarek.
Also not Captain Phoenix, by the way. He's just some guy. We've never seen this guy. I know he looks similar to a couple other people, but he's meant to evoke those kinds of characters, but he's not Phoenix. He's not like his own agent.
Okay.
But sorry. Yes.
Yeah. No worries.
Sorry. Finish your point. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but when you were planning the reveal of him taking off the mask, I know there's like a lot of other media that kind of shies away from stuff like that. Like the greatest example being like Beauty and the Beast, where you see his like human form, and the designers came out and said no one would be happy with what would be here because everyone fell in love with the Beast. Like, what would your what was your mentality leading up to the big reveal of him finally taking off his his mask?
Yeah, that one was interesting, and that was one of those situations where I had actually planned out that scene almost a year in advance. And that was one of those things where I just had whole sketchbook pages dedicated to what the heck was he going to look like behind the mask. And there were plenty of drawings where he was just going to be some ugly monster with like scars and like tissue missing and everything. In the end, I kind of stepped back and went, oh, this guy's a cult leader. What would actually be way more terrifying is if he was a really handsome, just objectively like strapping guy with charisma out the wazoo that you would just want to, that you would absolutely believe joining, because that's how he wins you. That's how he converts you. And so from that standpoint, then I was able to look at that and go, oh, right. And that's absolutely how how he should be, and that's exactly how he ended up in the final piece as this. And it's the same thing that they did in Avatar, and season 3, where you, after seasons of seeing Firelord Ozai like hidden by shadow and everything, you see him, and he's actually a really handsome, good-looking guy, which is, again, you're expecting this ugly monster, but you see just how calm his demeanor is despite everything he's done, and the more you think about it, it's that much more terrifying. And that was kind of the same thing that I wanted to evoke here. And the fact that he is able to get under her skin, that's exactly what Empress was saying. Yes, red flag, red flag. That's exactly what I was going for there.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting way to go. In the meantime, we are going to switch over to Inger for the next chapter. That way we can just start to finish go all the way through without having to be like, okay, what page is this?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
So
all right, let's do that.
Yeah, so welcome in, stream, where you're gonna be some of the first to see like some of these later pages.
Hey, sneak peek, baby.
Yep. There we go. Chapter 13, our Ragnarok. Oof. That is a planet. Goddamn. Hang on. You're gonna give me 1 second. There we go. There we are. And let us continue. Whoosh. It's time, little man. Rise and shine. Oh, shut up. Attention all decks. The time has come. We have reached our Savior's resting place, and the ceremony is underway. All soldiers, sans essential crew, must report to their designated vessels and join our master as we lay witness to our Savior's marvelous resurrection. Today, history will be made. King Claudius's reign of terror shall end. The healer's son shall die, so our master will live. The royal fleet will be powerless against the might of the Dark Lord Fell Beast. All who stand in our Savior's way shall burn for their crimes against the Fell Beast. This is the code of the Dark Lord. This is the code of the Dark Lord. This is the code of the Dark Lord. Captain? What happened back there? I almost joined him. What? He saw right through me. He was right about me. Captain Phoenix took me in, gave me a house and a purpose, made me think I wasn't garbage. He almost fooled me. Derek saw the truth, saw how easy it was. Showed me I'm just another monster that's all I am. A freak. Captain, not making any sense. Come on. Come on, there's still time. Think about Tyrone. You've got friends who love you. You deserve to be loved. This whole thing is my fault, okay? Tyrone is going to die because I'm a stupid, impulsive idiot and I have no idea what I'm doing. Evil. Jet, God, I'm so... I didn't mean to hurt. It's all I got left, and he's gonna die because of me. Just like everyone else. Can't. Not again. Never should have dragged you along. You should have gone with another captain. Anyone would have been better than me. Amanda, look at me. I didn't want another captain.
I wanted you. You were right. You're right for doing all of this. We stayed on Ian Prime and waited for things to get better. Nothing ever would. There's a lot of things I don't like about me. Some parts I just want to burn down so I can start all over again. But as much as I'd love to take the puzzle and scramble everything up, sometimes we just gotta make do with what we've got. And for what it's worth, I joined you because you always did things your way. You're not alone, Amanda. You never were. You're a good kid. So, not to rush anything, but how are we getting out of here? That is a good question, actually. Looks like they took away your blasters. Yeah, and your cool space sword. Say, wasn't Zarek saying you and the sword have a bond? And that he needs you alive in order to use it? He does, doesn't he? Guards! Guards, come inside quick! Captain Williams just stopped breathing. I think we might have... the fight might have made her weak.
Oh, please. 2 hours in that cell and they're already trying to escape.
Hurry, she's getting cold and gross and clammy. She needs magical attention right now or she won't make it.
Think he's serious? Of course not. It's obviously just a ruse. Unless...
Chat, do they know? Do they know, chat?
Keep a blade on them. All right, stand back.
Oh, thank goodness. I just hope we're not too late.
A for effort, bud.
Yep. Crunch.
Oh!
Oh. The nut shot. Why did it have to be the nut shot? Crack. Okay, we're just gonna not look at any of that.
Sorry, did I say cold and clammy? I meant alive and kicking.
Wham. Whoosh, zonk, bonk, zing, blam, poof.
Oh! No, don't get up. Just tell us where the barracks are.
Johnny Cage would be proud.
We'll take care of the rest.
Clink. To the future, brothers. I can't believe that kid just collapsed and gave up. Is she even trying? One thing's for sure. That sword makes one fine trophy. Boom.
Fellas. It's one thing to take other people's stuff, but gloating over it after the fact, that's just downright mean. They seem like pretty strapping lads. Small galaxy. So are we. Minus the lads part. Yeah, I guess that.
Whoosh, clang.
Swing. Woof.
It's a montage, a fighting montage.
Love to see it.
I'm telling you, dude, you're hand-to-hand natural. Oh, ka-chunk.
Why are you so good at fighting? That is an excellent question.
Dang, I thought these guys were ugly with the mask. All the more reason to give them their beauty sleep.
You know, when they told me I was going to be an essential worker, I thought I was going to be a squad leader, cult head. Same. Serves me right for thinking we'd get promotion in this town.
Imagine that. Bang, bang. Joining an evil blood-sucking cult might not lead to equal treatment. Hey, girl. Hey, I hate to bring the mood down, but now we're gonna fight a whole fleet on emergency power. Good point. But why fight him when we could sneak in and crash the party? Oh, dang. If only we had the best pilot in the galaxy. Everything good to go? Purring like a kitten. Crack-a-boom. Shoo. All right, Jet. There's only two of us against one big planet. You can put us in the right direction? There's a large gathering of life readings towards one of the eastern continents. Wait, there's something else. Hard to make out. I can't recognize the signal.
Sounds like our big beastie.
Phew.
Essential worker. Nom flashbacks. No, I definitely know that feeling. I was quote unquote an essential worker for a while during the time that shall not be named.
All right. Looks like it'll still be a few minutes before we're in landing range. Don't suppose we've got time for a super quick makeover session?
Click. Autopilot engaged.
You realize we're going up against Eric's entire cult, right? And they're gonna want to rip us both to shreds without any hesitation? Pretty sure they're gonna rip us to shreds either way. If we're gonna go out in a bang, I might as well be true to myself for a change. The universe has taught you well. Close your eyes and hold your breath.
Approaching the castle now, my lord.
Excellent. Take a good look, boy. You're going to be staying here for a good long time.
I refer to it as the interval. That's a castle.
Yeah.
That is a nice castle.
And anybody in chat who's watched the anime Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust should find these next few shots a tad bit familiar.
Very nice. That is one of those anime that's been on my list to watch, but I've yet to watch it.
It's very weird. I can't recommend it for its story, but hot damn, that movie is gorgeous and dripping with atmosphere at every turn. It's such a good looking movie. Better.
Thank you, Freck. Ow. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta be tall. I know you like being tall. Freckers is small, but they like being tall.
Anywho.
Yeah, anywho. Oh no. Is that what I thought it was?
Keep moving.
Oh.
Welcome to our sacred grounds, General Zarek.
We have moved the fell beast to the sacrificial chamber.
Thank you, Reverend. We're grateful for your services to the Master.
Eye roll.
We're so grateful for your services. SpongeBob chicken meme.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, it's a bit of a walk, but this looks like a safe enough spot. At least we found decent parking. That's the spirit. Now let's get you finished up real quick. All right. It ain't perfect, but given the circumstances, gee, I'm sure you did great, Captain. What do you think?
Such gratitude, very devotion.
Yes.
Whoa. How about the ensemble? Everything fit okay? I mean, I may have to grow into it, but I don't know. It's kind of rules.
Rock it.
You okay, Captain? Fuck, you look so metal, homie. Sorry, no, I've done too much crying already. Go in just a second. Just in case things go south. Just know I'm here for you, boo. And anyone who's got a problem with the real you is a flagging Krug face. Thinking of taking it? Not yet. Gotta make sure it's what I want first. Besides, I already feel like a champ.
Hug.
Okay. Suck it up, sister. Let's go save your boyfriend. Alright, Jet. If I was the body of a godlike deity chilling out for a few decades, where in the castle do you think I'd be?
Oh, they be gay. Good for them.
Wow, people really like
no.
books, huh?
Ernest M. Hemingway. Damn. Hi,
Nice.
Mr. Hemingway.
Loved your novels.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Big fan. But to correct you, Azalea, Amanda's like, was Amanda in her like 20s, 30s?
She is canonically, she is 22.
Yeah, Amanda's 22, Jet's 16. So like they're sisters. They've got a vibe at the very least.
Yeah. But they do be gay.
Yeah.
They do be showered in rainbows.
Yeah, 'twas kidding you, dingus. I know, it's just putting it out there.
Yeah. Had to make it canon for all the folks out there,
Mm-hmm.
whoever those folks are.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Also, Jet is 15, not 16, but
15,
that's
right.
neither here nor there.
Yeah.
well, assuming this thing is as big and beastly as they make it out to be, I'm betting they picked the biggest, loudest echo chamber of a worship room they could build. And it sounds like all we need. Follow the spooky echoes. Whoa, definitely. A real shame so much work went into such a horrible place. Come on, we gotta hurry.
That's a lot of the fell beast. Much spooky.
Mhm.
Yep, very much.
How much farther do you think this goes? There. Huh. I'll give him this. Zarek sure knows how to get a party going.
Wow.
One giant Vatican later.
Yep. Whoa. That thing is big.
Mm-hmm.
Greetings, children of the fell beast. The day of destiny has finally come. The return of our glorious savior. Rejoice, my brothers. Long have we waited for one with the power to heal our savior's mortal wounds. And now, only now after decades of hiding, striking only from the shadows of fear.
That's eccentric, very much so.
Does the universe present us with the greatest gift of all? Brothers, follow as we present to you resurrection. Boosh. And lo did the Savior feast upon his foes, and drink the blood of those noble enough to sacrifice their lives for the will of the greater good.
The greater good.
The greater good.
Blamed. Stupid, ignorant child. You know, Zarek, I love a good celebration as much as an ex-girl. I really do. But when you try to kill my boyfriend just so you can bring a giant death monster back to life, that's when I have to crash the party.
Do you now? Snap.
Yeep. Crustum. Whoosh. Space magic versus space magic.
You gotta love to see
Yes.
it.
Amanda. Clang. Ty. Swamp. Hey now. It's all right. I'm okay. Are you all right? I missed you so much. Is it great or good?
The greater good.
I mean, it would have come sooner, but we ran into some curveballs along the way, and I maybe had a few too many sweet snacks.
I knew you'd come.
Hey guys! Not that I don't mind watching your cool space sword or anything, but I'm hearing a lot of ominous footsteps getting louder and louder. We're gonna get moving. We should do it now. You two go on ahead. Get back to the Thunderstar before more flies show up. Vroom. I'm going after Zarek. What? But there's so many of them. You've got a magic sword. We don't. We'll need your help. We're not strong enough without you. Yes, you are. I know it's scary. You're a lot stronger than you know. Trust me. You got this, Jet.
That goes for you too.
What did Zarek do to your arms? Gave new meaning to the phrase, wow, sick burn? Hey, you really can heal people. Good to know you got that one. You got one thing right. How do you do it?
Okay, 16, we get it. At least you're not talking about birds. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that reference.
Maybe I've just been doing it all along. Neither of us knew it.
Goddess, you're so cheesy.
I know. How do you ever put up with me?
I know.
We'll see each other again. I promise.
Time to get serious.
Zarek!
Nobody has ever tell you how much of a pain you are.
Oh yeah, him and the rest of the fleet. Can't do the right thing without someone getting upset.
Indeed.
Clang.
End of chapter 13.
So yeah, you could probably imagine why I was pretty keen on being like, hey, just in case we go over, let's. I'm gonna give you a few more pages just to not leave chat hanging.
No, yeah, especially considering the chapter ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. His name starts with an X because it's cool. You're
Yes.
not wrong.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just bounce back over here and we can do a last few questions before wrapping things up.
Yay. Oh my gosh. This is a journey.
Yeah, it is. All right. So before we do that, let me get my list of comics so I can update it. Here we go. Thunderstar. There it is. Chapter 13. There we go.
Yes, you made it the whole stream.
Congrats, Azalea. Love to see it. Love to see it. There were some bumps along the way, but we did it.
Yeah, my internet connection died a couple times while you were reading. I think especially during like the beginning of chapter 11, I'm like, oh no, please, let me back in.
Let me in. Let me in. Yeah, no worries. You're good. Everything seems to have gone off without a hitch otherwise, and I made some mistakes just because, like, yeah, you're really right. Zarek does look like an everyman, and immediately I just clocked him. It's like, is that Phoenix? Looks almost like Phoenix.
There's a lot of like square-jawed, strapping, good-looking, like generic hero types in this story, which is not by accident, by the way. But yeah, I can see reading through now that it's like there are a few where I'm just like, okay, I do change the hair, but also it's like A lot of them do tend to have some pretty like
they could be brothers.
Yeah, only closer. Well, and Captain Phoenix, I don't know if you caught on, but I did make a pretty forward effort to have him resemble as much like Harrison Ford as possible, right down to the little scar on the chin.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense now.
Which did help in reading back some of his dialogue, like the one page he has to talk with Amanda, to be like, okay, is this something that like Han Solo would say or like Indy would say? And because it's like, as much as I'm like critiquing kind of the overabundance of like strapping, just kind of like, for lack of a better term, strapping white guy saviors for these like big space epics, it's like, by the same token, like there are at least a few like very strong positive like male influences in Amanda's life. Most of them get like tragically taken away from her, unfortunately, but
yeah, it's a running theme. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, he's got some baggage.
Yeah. But yeah, so going on that, you have a lot of running themes throughout this story, whether it's visual, whether it's story beats. What would you say is your favorite running theme that we've seen so far? Like the one that you like writing for most?
Oh gosh, there's a couple of them I really. Well, apparently Empress says I'm woke and and that she's upset for some reason and making sure I know about it. You're welcome, in which case. So there's a couple of themes that I'm really proud of. I mean, the one that I said this last time, but kind of in the beginning of chapter, or toward the end of chapter 1, there's that moment where she's talking with Tyrone and kind of low-key down-talking herself and being kind of self-deprecating until he takes her by the hand and goes, no, the captains don't need a fighter, they need you. And if you'll notice, in this chapter, there's a very similar portion where Jet takes her by the shoulder and says a very similar notion, as well as kind of bringing back the look at me kind of like anti-trigger word for her. That's kind of like her statement to kind of get her back to reality, just as much as the word freak is kind of a bad trigger word for her. Look at me is kind of the thing that brings back. Yes, callbacks.
Yeah, callbacks are wonderful things.
Yeah, I try to bring as much of those back as possible, because it creates theming. And in fact, right down to when Jet says, I wanted you, or roughly those words, it's the same shot composition as before. Again, one of those you may not have noticed it, but your brain did moments. Yeah. Just to make it that it's one of those things where you don't notice until well down the road that it's like, oh no, this is who she is. And Jet tagged along because of Amanda, that despite all of the crap that she's gone through, that she did ultimately choose to join the captains. She did choose to do the right thing, to join the good side, basically, and that she did make good choices despite her rather unfortunate upbringing.
Yeah.
So those were kind of the themes that I am most proud of, because they have to do with Amanda's growth and learning to accept herself despite her flaws and her tragic upbringing, her baggage.
Yeah, that's
so
definitely
much baggage.
There's a lot of baggage. Let's be real.
Yes.
Going off of that, I know we talked about it last time, how Jet is kind of a telling of like of you coming to terms with a lot of stuff about yourself. Are there any other like parts of the story that are like telling stories of you, or like inserts of like people you care about, or just people you happen to be like, I think I can put an homage to someone here or there.
Oh gosh, I mean, I do kind of write a line at a certain point, because there are, like, as much as there are people that I take little bits of inspiration from here and there, I try not to base too many of my characters off of like specific people, because then it starts to get a little like, you know, what if that person starts reading my comic and is like, so is this person was supposed to be like me? Then I'm like, I don't want to get into situations like that. But there are, with that being said, there are instances of just little character moments, or even just moments of, you know, moments of doubt. Certainly, okay, despite the fact that I am not a plus size goth girl who goes on adventures in space, there have been times where I've had anxiety attacks, not totally dissimilar to the ones that he's had, where it seems like everything's kind of oppressing against her, and it's just like, oh god, like, am I actually gonna get out of this? Am I gonna get out of this okay? And thankfully, the answer in many of those instances is yes. But yeah, and I mean, and Jet is a lot of, well, both Amanda and Jet kind of speak a lot to my anxieties kind of growing up, and again, discovering identity and stuff. But I mean, there's so much of this book that feels like I wear my influences on my sleeve, and I try to be as honest about how I'm feeling through my writing, and I do feel like you have to be honest about how you're feeling in your work, because, you know, that's the thing that makes it personal. And
yeah.
I was gonna say something to put a button on that, but I can't quite remember what it is.
I think that was rather succinct.
Yeah, I think so too.
So now, so I'm taking this a little bit from an old interview show that I used to watch, but we're gonna change it up a bit for my particular format, and we're also gonna snooze those goddamn ads, because we're not gonna be here for much longer. What is your personal favorite comic to read?
Oh gosh, we talking webcomic, or are we talking graphic novels, like actual physical?
Just any comic, like the first one that comes to your mind. It doesn't need to be like your all-time favorite, but like a current favorite.
Well, I can name my favorite just all-time comic right here and now. Bone by Jeff Smith.
Bone's a good one.
It's, if you look at a lot of just how Jeff Smith just stages, not just stages action, but how he basically treats his panels like little storyboards, and he keeps the action going throughout, repeats the same backgrounds as if he's continuing a shot like you would a storyboard.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's one where he's got all sorts of crazy symbolism across his book, even though you could still read Bone as straightforward fantasy book with funny animals, haha. But actually, if you start to peel under the surface, then you start to see that you start to see theming throughout, like the different seasons that transpire, the environments, the way the stories are told, the things that are said, the things that are not said, and also he's well, I did meet him at a Comic-Con once in 2010 while I was still in high school. He and my dad actually go a ways back. They went to OSU together. Not the same year. My dad was a few years ahead and actually taught an animation course to which Jeff Smith attended. So there's a little bit of history kind of like being indirectly related to him, which is kind of cool. But aside from that, I just love the way that he told his stories. Really hoping that it doesn't take me 10 years to finish my story.
No, yeah,
like
Bone is a
Enid,
long
but,
one.
well, I mean, at least here it's like, okay, I do have more stories in mind after this slew. I told you during the break, I think, that I'm planning on going up to chapter 16, and then that'll be the end of this big arc. But I feel like after that, I do have more stories, but I also want to take a break.
Yeah.
Because this has been a very time-consuming side project, passion project.
Yeah. Breaks are just as important, people.
Yes.
Okay.
But no, Bone has been very influential.
Yeah, I started reading Bone. I need to finish it. I started it way back in high school. I think I got up to like volume 2. Never finished it.
It's great. After the Great Cow Race, it's just like it flies by.
Yeah,
it's such an impressive ride.
Yeah, I wonder if I could find it online somewhere. I bet I could.
Oh, it's very easy to track down.
Next question. What is your least favorite comic? One that you've read and you were just like, nah.
Oh boy. Oh, you know what? All-Star Batman and Robin by Frank Miller. That's one where, I mean, that's like the punching bag of the comics world, among many. Quite a few written by Frank Miller, but that one especially was one where, oh man, I was so hyped for that. From the time that it was advertised on one of the extras on the Batman Begins Blu-ray, and just hearing about it, it's like, oh man, Frank Miller like writing Dark Knight Returns, and then the artwork by Jim Lee is just so great. Oh, this looks amazing, and it's gonna be more like Robin is more the protagonist, which I'm like, oh heck yeah, dude! Like I want to see like him as the central viewpoint, and usually like that's Batman's POV, but oh man, this is gonna be so cool. But like literally, it devolves so quickly into just nonsense. They make Batman this very bigoted character, this very like, I mean, it's, the memes, the like, I'm the Batman, the god Batman.
Oh yeah,
you see flying around everywhere, but it's like,
yeah,
oh man, they just wait for DC to turn their biggest, one of their greatest heroes into a bigoted jerk face.
Jeez.
Didn't like that. A lot of people didn't. The book got canceled, and yeah, that one was a really tough. Like even when I was first reading it, it just felt like, oh man, like this is rough.
Yeah,
this is so rough. It didn't even get a proper ending. It was like that.
your disappointment was immeasurable, and your day was ruined.
Yes, it very much was. But I don't know. Both of them. Well, at least Jim Lee has gone on to do bigger and better things. Frank Miller is, I mean, he's
around.
He's doing some work. he's still working in DC, and at least he's gotten out of his lull, which I'm happy with. He seems like he's in a better place.
That's good. That's good. Like every artist and every writer is gonna have weird, funky times, so it's glad they get out of it.
Yeah, and again, there's plenty of other great Batman stories I can read.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's more Batman stories under the sun than there is time in the day.
Oh my God, give Wonder Woman some time in the day, please. Like somebody,
please.
Like just make more great Wonder Woman stories, please.
Yeah, like tell the story about her kangaroo again. That was fun.
Heck yeah. Read the crap out of that.
Yeah. Next question. Even though it's a very vague or just like the style of story that you want to tell, or even the genre, future ideas. You were talking about them a little bit, but can you share any here?
Oh gosh, any ideas I have for future stories at this point would mostly be around to. They'd mostly equate to kind of vague ideas I'd have. One idea that I'd kind of like to pursue at some point is kind of I mean, you probably got this reading the story, but Teen Titans was one of my favorite shows growing up, and while I also have a Teen Titans story kind of on standby that I'd love to develop someday. I'm not going to say what it is, but I have developed quite a bit of it. There was another idea kind of related to that of kind of a Teen Titans-esque kind of, if I didn't get to tell that story, I want to tell like just it's okay. The idea I have is basically like, oh, what if you cross Teen Titans with like magical girls, basically, and they still live in like a big like tower or whatever, like residing over the city. They don't have to worry about high school. They could just be like a group of awesome kick butt magical girls who live in a tower and kick butt and forego all the stupid high school drama crap.
Nice. that would be an interesting story for sure.
Yeah, then just get into the cool like housemate like roommate drama and the stuff that
who drank the milk.
Yes. What did you do to the kitchen? But again, it's ideas are very, very vague. And in fact, any of you in chat want to take a stab at it, by all means, please.
No one likes high school. There are some people who do. No judgment on them. I personally did not.
Well, and one of the reasons why I loved stories like Teen Titans or like Avatar: The Last Airbender was they were shows about like high school age superheroes and people who save the world, but they don't have to go to high school, which thank God.
Thank God.
Get them out of the classrooms. I don't care about that crap. Like, I love Kim Possible, but like, get out of there, please. I want to spend all day with Dr. Draken and Chico, please.
Yeah, that's fair. And last but certainly not least, shout out. What comic or what creator or anything would you like to shout out here?
Oh my God, Tales from Alderwood, please. Read Medley's comic. It's probably the obvious choice, but also it's the best choice.
It's a good story. Yeah.
Her artistry is amazing. The work that she's doing with Bobsplosion is very, very good. They make such a good writing art duo, and just their stuff makes me laugh so much. I was so happy seeing Alderwood get that little shout out by Star Pritchard of Cast Off fame. I wish for nothing but the best of that little Tales from Alderwood comic.
Same here. And with that, that is the last wrap-up question we have so far. So maybe we'll do this again once the last few chapters of Thunderstar are up and about.
That's not gonna be for a while.
No, I know, but it'll give me.
Not gonna be for Let me know this time next year, and hopefully by that point I'll get some pages in.
Hopefully, but yeah. Anywho, as always, you can follow Lightspeed on the socials under the Ryan Light Art. Starspeed, right? Under the Ryan Light Art, I think it was called.
Yes.
So follow them, do all of that awesome jazz. Check out Thunderstar. The link is still pinned. You can read the comic for yourself. It's so good. So good.
Thank you so much.
Of course. In the meantime, let's find someone we can raid. Already done. Hell yeah. Let's see who is online today for a nice raid. Any friends online? Oh, Key's online. Yeah, we can raid into Key. Key is playing Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb is very good, and considering we just finished a comic about a cult, why not?
Sure. How about it?
Raid key star. Yes, there we go. Oh, wait. Oh, I missed a letter. There we are. And as always, thank you everybody so much for being here. If indeed you still are, tell people that you love them. Give them a hug. I will see you all either in a bit as we move over to the spicy side of things, or I will see you all tomorrow where I will be reading some more Looking for Group. Very fun fantasy story. Very well done. I'll be back, comic. Super glad I could stay this time. Hell yeah, Azalea. It was so good to see you again, hon. And if you ever want to, like I said, just shoot me a DM. We can always chat. As always, people, if you need to, get up, stretch, grab some food, grab some drink, take your meds if you haven't taken your meds yet. You deserve to take care of yourself. Even if you believe you don't, you do, because I fucking said so. So take care of yourself, please. Our raid message, of course, is get appreciated, nerd. And it will never change because 1, I like it, and 2, I'm lazy. So just use that, whatever emotes you want to use, by all means. Yeah, just take care of yourselves, y'all. And if you have something you want to do, just do it. Create, write, draw, animate, make a game. I don't know. But
no one's stopping you.
Yeah, no one's stopping you. And take the time you need. Don't feel pressured that you need to rush. But yeah, until next time, y'all. Bye.
Later days.